enemy settlement burns!
Our honored ancestors are watching today. We have a proud tradition of courage, honor, and bravery to match. And I know that you will not be found wanting. Now, the hour approaches. Make ready!
Nothing fancy today! Just kill the bugger!
Hey guys, here we are. It's Joe on it again, doing a 1v1 large siege in 1212 AD. I'm going to be controlling the Duchy of Brabant, and I'm going to be facing off against Adrian Fox, and he will be using the County of Flanders. So let's go over some army comps real quick. Have it on slow motions. Some of the siege equipment is starting to move up. I had brought, I want to say about 4 or 5 units of the Levy Swordsmen, just to control the siege equipment and everything to get up on the walls, so I didn't lose any of my bigger units. I think I brought about 4 or 5 units of the Brabantian Knights. I brought 8 units of the Levy Bowmen, 2 units of Pikes, and a bunch of the Urban Militia, a couple of units of Shock Infantry also. I have 4 units of Brabantian Knights, and my General. Let's take a look at what Adrian had brought. He's got decent amount of dismounted Flemish men-at-arms. He's got a unit of the Brewers Guild Falchineers over here, protecting this flank. He's got same amount. I think he's got 6 units of the Flemish Bowmen, and he's got 2 units of the Flemish Militia Crossbowmen. He's got a large amount of Shock Infantry, which is going to be pretty devastating. Shock Infantry in 1212 is just unbelievable. He's got another unit of Falchiers back here. He's got some Spear Militia strewn about, and he's got 2 units of his Flemish men-at-arms over here, 2 more over there in the back, and he's got his general way back up over there by the capture point, or victory point I should say. Just so you guys are aware, this is again another tier 1 unit, tier 1 battle, and yeah, I mean, it went pretty well, but hope you guys really enjoy the content, and let's get it going here. Come off slow motion. Starting to move up. I started bringing up my battering ram over here to the gate because I noticed from what I could see he only had 1 unit over here, so I thought maybe it was going to be an easier time to push in. Also, this battle, I believe we had accidentally put it on escalation 1, so he already had a breach point on the front wall here, and he was missing, I think it was 1 or 2 towers that he was missing, obviously. I mean, he still has his front towers up here, which will definitely help him out. So, but as you can see, you know, outside of the town is burning, some of the inside of the town is burning as well. So, pretty sure it was only on escalation 1. So, yeah, here we go. We got, moving up a bunch of my Levy Swordsmen on this side. Had 1 unit of Brabant Sergeants over here. I think these were just swordsmen also. Yeah. Oh no, I have another unit of Brabant Sergeants over here too. But I was using my levies to push up the ram, so I figured they were going to take a lot of damage. Now just so you guys are aware, Adrian did pull a little sneaky move over here. So I'm gonna have to remember that there's 2 units of cavalry over there that, as far as inside the settlement, are unaccounted for. So just keep that in your memory. So just continuing to move up my soldiers, moving up my siege towers, starting to move up my heavier infantry in behind the towers, just so they're ready to go as soon as these guys start putting a dent in on the walls here. That's my hope. Moving up some more bowmen. The battering ram is at the gate. It's doing its damage. It's already up to 18%. He's moving over a second unit of militia, spearmen, and he brought over a unit of bowmen also to start chipping down on my numbers here. The swordsmen, I don't think, have the greatest of missile. Well, it's not that bad. It's 30. But with them not really being any sort of shield wall or anything like that, they're free to take shots. So, just a long move up phase. So, but the gates are down now.
Our siege equipment has been
So,
destroyed.
I didn't want to immediately push in because I know that the walls here have oil. So I ended up just pushing the levy swordsman up to the wall as close as I could. And I'm pretty sure I ended up putting them into a shield wall. So hopefully they wouldn't take as much damage. Yeah, still more just moving up guys. I had put all of my shock infantry, my medium shock infantry that was on this flank, I had hidden them in the woods, but I figured it was time to start pulling them out and moving them up since everybody was up over on this side. Now I have this little bit of a hill here that I'm going to be able to put a couple of units of archers up on top of, start getting some shots onto this spear militia unit here, start trying to dwindle their numbers down, which will allow me to get into that gate a little bit quicker, was my hope at least. So the towers are still pushing up here on the front, not really taking any damage. I mean, some of the towers are taking damage obviously from the towers, but I haven't lost any men yet in any of the units, which is always nice. Like I said, the levy swordsmen, they're really not the greatest. They're just a frontline troop. I mean, the morale is pretty good, but yeah, their armor isn't really that fantastic. It's only 15, so they're not going to really, they're not going to survive a whole lot, but my reason for using them was to just push up the siege towers, get up onto the walls, and start maybe putting some damage onto his frontline guys here. So we got some gates down, and men are starting to move in here against the Flemish Knights. So combat is underway, actual combat, not just skirmishing. This unit of archers still trying to do some damage. Actually, both of these units of archers still trying to do some damage onto these spear militia, but I didn't have them fully around on the flank far enough, so some of these guys are still getting shots in on their shields. So that was kind of not what I wanted to do, but they're still at least taking some damage, and they're doing. Now this here is absolutely fantastic placement here by Adrian. He's got 2 units of his Flemish bowmen here, and they are just raining down damage onto my levy swordsmen. I mean, these guys are barely into combat, and this unit's already down to, let's see, this unit's already down to 96 guys. They're still at 120, but they just got off. This unit is just dropping. So, well-placed archers here by Adrian. As you can see, he's starting to move some spearmen up into catch these choke points off on me. Another unit of archers over here, just again starting to knock down the hit points and the armor of these levies on the flank here. Just going to start shredding them. This unit already down to 79 guys, already starting to waver. So initial contact really not going very well in my favor. But I'm still trying to just use them for what they're there for. They're there to just try and take down, maybe start taking down some of their hit points. You know, this unit here is starting to take some losses. Not entirely sure if it's just from my guys or maybe some friendly fire here from the back from the archers. But either way, I'll take it. Starting to move up some more of my medium shock infantry that I brought up with me. Have my pikes over here on this side. Still shooting at this unit of spears with these 2 units of archers. Now I'm being forced to have to bring up some of my heavier guys, my medium melee Brabantian sergeants, up onto the wall here. One of my units of levies is already shattered. This unit's starting to waver again. Just these archers, well placed, just doing absolutely devastating damage, just hammering these guys. Trying to do as best as I can to get some more reinforcements up onto the walls here. There's a breach here that was because of the escalation, so I'm going to try and use that to my advantage. Try and get a unit of my shock infantry around to start hitting into these falconeers here. Still, now we got. Remember that cavalry over there. He's just kind of inching them around. They did start out over here, and now he's just pushed them over there into the woods. So now I definitely can't see them. Starting to take the tower, which is good. That's always a bonus to try and take some towers. And here's my shock infantry hitting them from the rear. Now another unit of the depleted levy swordsmen that come back. They're coming in from the front. And here comes another unit of my medium shock infantry. Stay over here and just check out some of this fighting. Trying to push through this unit of falchion. Again, still, because of the placement of this Falchineers unit, Israel still has a unit of archers over here, so they're probably still taking shots. Let's bring back the head here. Still taking some shots over here. Yeah, no, they're still not firing right now. Maybe because this unit is surrounded, he doesn't want to...
The men are running, cowards!
Maybe he didn't want to risk some friendly fire. I'm using some of my levy bowmen here to start trying to pick away at this unit of Flemish men-at-arms, because they have broken 2 units of my guys already, though they were only levies, but they still broke 2 of my guys, and I didn't feel like losing any more guys. Adrian now is just starting to have these archers starting to fire again, and just look at this hail of arrows just coming straight into the back of my Brabantian sergeants. I had gotten this unit around and started trying to flank in behind on these Flemish men-at-arms, but, I mean, just again, absolutely devastating shots there by his archers. Starting to push in on this side yet? No, not just yet. Still trying to break this unit of spears. I still have 1 unit here firing at them. I believe I had turned this unit of bowmen to start trying to fire down on here, moving up some more of my Brabantian sergeants up onto the walls here to start knocking through this unit of Flemish men-at-arms, hopefully. Here's a unit of the levy swordsmen that had broken. So, we finally have a unit of his Flemish men-at-arms breaking, which is always nice, but again, those archers, I can't stress them enough. These archers, this placement was just absolutely fantastic by Adrian. So now we finally have this unit of spears breaking. We're starting to waver at least, so I'm going to start trying to push up some guys. I know that he still has control of the gate, so whichever unit goes through first is definitely going to take a massive wash.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat.
Oil, but
their unit has
I
rallied.
need to start pushing in on this side, because if I continue just pushing in on one side here, he's just going to be able to sit back and just rain down hell on my men, and it's not going to end up being a good day for me. So I think I ended up starting to move. Now this unit, see right there, just that burning oil is just disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But I needed to get in there. Hopefully this is enough. They ended up breaking, so I have this levy of swordsmen now in here starting to take this gate, and that will be good for me because then I'll have many different options to push men further in. We had another break of unit over here, or starting to waver, but the Flemish soldiers, they just keep coming back. This unit of Brabantian sergeant came in on a flank on these Flemish men-at-arms, and I had them inside this circle here, which is allowing me to start taking this tower, which would be fantastic, because this tower has probably racked up a good 100 kills or so, I would say. So best to get that going as fast as possible. He had moved his unit of Flemish men-at-arms that were on this wall that were fighting this urban militia. He pulled them back and flanked around onto one of my medium shock infantry, started to have them waver. This unit of, I think I had forgotten about these guys. I think maybe I thought they were in combat. I guess they're just still sitting up on the wall, just kind of sitting there yelling at the Flemish, which really isn't going to help very much, but hey, I guess they're doing their thing. We're almost about to take the gate over here, which would be fantastic, because then this small force that's on this side, I'll be able to push in over here. I mean, they have a decent reinforcement here, but this was the main side of my attack. So finally, we're starting to really break down these Flemish men-at-arms, which is going to be really good for me. Adrian ended up moving a couple of his archers back over, but still, just absolute fantastic flanking shots by him. Just racking up the kills. I mean, these guys are up to 88. These guys are up to 86 already. 130 for this unit. That's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. 48 shots from this one. I think this was the unit that he had moved over to here. Started picking away at some of my guys, or maybe knocking down their armor. So now that we have taken these gates, I'm going to start trying to push some guys in here. Start trying to build up a little bit of an offensive point to maybe start pushing in. I'm using my shock infantry that was over here, starting to push into this unit of dismounted Flemish men-at-arms. I believe we're in shield wall. But here he comes. He's got one of his units of heavy shock infantry. They're just going to come over and push right into this combat. Let's take a look. Just look at the arrows. Just absolutely devastating arrow shots. Just killing my guys left and right. Unlike any other game that I've played so far. It's just absolutely fantastic. The amount of time and hours that these guys have put in. It's amazing. The levels that they've put into communication, it's just absolutely fantastic. Let's check around, see what else is going on. Okay, so yes, I am finally starting to move some more units in. I have two of my units of my Brabantian sergeants moving up a unit of my levy bowmen as well. So there they are again, just sneaking around. Keep an eye on them. So now the good thing about using the levy swordsman that I had, a lot of most of his archers, at least his front line of archers, have used at least half, if not more, of their ammunition, which will hopefully make my push even easier. I mean, I know that he still does have these 4 units of archers up over here, but obviously I couldn't see them during the battle, but we can see it on the replay. There's 4 other full units of archers over here, 2 units of the crossbowmen, 2 units of the bowmen, and yeah, we'll just continue and wait and see what happens with those guys. But like I said, I couldn't see them initially in the battle. I might have been able to see, once I first pushed in on this side, I might have been able to see 1 or 2 of them, but when you're attacking, you can only see as much as the defender allows you to see. So I moved up my units of sergeants over here to start pushing into his Flemish knights. But here comes a unit of cavalry that I could not see during the battle. I think it was right about now when I started to see them, because I started moving my archers around, trying to put them into a position that maybe they won't get an easy full charge right into a unit of archers, because this is a full unit of archers with pretty much full ammo, and I really don't want to lose them. I ended up moving up another one of my Brabant Knights, trying to maybe bolster the lines here so that he wouldn't have an easy job. But Adrian, just being the crafty guy that he is, comes over, initially gets the charge. I put those guys at the shield wall, but he said, "Nah, buddy, I'm not going that way. I'm going to come right around over here and just plow into the shield wall." And that was just that unit is starting to just watch the numbers just drop so quickly. So quickly, and then he pulls off and he comes over and gets a nice little rear charge onto these Brabantian knights. I didn't really know what to do here. As you can see, I'm trying to scramble guys around. This unit's wavering. They finally come back. This gets a nice charge in on the back of these sergeants here. So he's causing some havoc over here with with 1 unit of cavalry. They're already up to 145 kills. I mean, just absolutely devastating and fantastic work over here by Adrian.
The men are broken and running for
Over
their
here
lives.
I have a little bit more of a slowdown because I'm dealing with a lot over here, so my guys are pretty much just stagnant, just standing here waiting for the next order to be given. I have moved 2 of my units of cavalry over onto this side, still have my unit of pikes here. I'm starting to move up this unit of pikes, hopefully get them in here, form up a nice line, and maybe start pushing through some of these guys. Again, still, he's over here, 190 kills. So in that, 4 to 5 seconds that I was panning around looking everywhere else, they've gotten now over another 60 kills. And it's just absolutely disgusting. These cavalry. Adrian knows what he's doing with cavalry, and it just ended up being a really bad day. That unit was cut down completely. He did some decent damage over here on these 2 units of sergeants. This unit of sergeants is, I mean, all 3 of these units, just because of that 1 unit of cavalry, have taken serious losses, along with his well-placed bowmen, again, just raining down shots on my guys. So, very, 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 very well-placed defense by Adrian here. Now, I'm starting to try and push through here, or push into, I should say, into
Our
this
men
unit,
have
this
given up
wall.
and are running for their
He's
lives.
got shock infantry here. This guy's Flemish infantry, 81 kills, 38 for them. Again, moving over another unit of bowmen. It's very, very formidable defense on this side. Starting to have a little bit of luck now. I got my pikes up here finally, so I think I start pushing them in, start getting some shots, but I want to also avoid losing any of my, or a lot of my spear militia at least, my pikes at least, to this unit of archers that I can still see. They have a little less than a quarter ammo left, but they can still they can just rack up kills. And they're up to 54, this unit 183, this unit 150, this unit is up to 91 here. So I have my archers up on the walls here. I'm pretty sure I was firing at his units of archers as they were moving past. Some would probably say that's a little bit of a waste of ammo because of how depleted their ammo was, but I'll admit it, I was getting a little frustrated here with the amount of kills that he was getting and how well he was holding me off. Finally, we break through on this side. So now I'm starting to form up a little bit more, pushing more guys in, and there they are again. Just hanging out, just sitting there, keeping me on my toes. I did end up seeing them. I think I ended up turning these two units of cavalry around just in case that they had decided to charge in. Here's a thing that you really don't want to do very often. You just kind of leave your general over there all by himself. So that's for you newer guys or even veterans playing Total War. Never really a good idea to leave your general just sitting out by himself. This unit of his shock infantry ended up coming back, but I'm getting this unit of levy bowmen onto this side to start trying to shoot down on these spears. But again, his archers are just right there on top of everything, and just look at these volleys coming down, hitting into these dismantled brave band knights, hitting into these levy bowmen, and like I said, I'm just trying to do whatever I can do. I'm finally getting this unit of bowmen over here to start shooting down on these Flemish knights because their block is not, missile block is 25, so I mean it's good, but it's not the greatest. Pretty sure. They're just too big attacks, so they don't have any shields. But you know, their morale is starting to drop down a little bit, which is always nice. Have a good sized force of my army still on this side, starting to just readying up for over here to start pushing in on this side. This side has been hammered pretty well because of his placement of archers, but this unit finally is starting to break this Flemish Knights. They're wavering, they're routing. This unit is starting to waver a little bit too, so I figured it was a perfect opportunity to start moving in some cavalry, try and get a unit of heavy shock around over onto this side. Maybe catch some sort of a unit out, which would be fantastic for me. Now Adrian is starting to notice that he's lost this flank, so he's going to pull this unit of Flemish spearmen back to start forming up another wall. Not the greatest thing, but it's still a charge into these Flemish knights, just trying to get them off the field as fast as possible. I mean, they didn't do a whole lot of kills, but they held here for a long time. They had a unit of swordsmen with them as well, but I mean, they still held for a long time. I ended up moving a couple of units over here again to start trying to pick down on his spear militia here. So this side is starting to move up slowly. Let's keep an eye out. Yeah, they're still sitting over there. I brought up my three of my units of shock infantry are just sitting here at the walls, just waiting for the go. Start moving this unit of cavalry around. I was trying to see if I could catch this unit of spear militia, but I ended up clicking a little. As you can see, I ended up clicking a little bit too late, so they were going to be able to get back behind this line of spears and saving their lives for a little while. And a little frustrating, but you got to click fast sometimes. So let's take a look at the man count here. I had started out with a little over 1,300 more men than he did, but he's with those archers and everything, and well-placed charges with that cavalry over there. He's dwindled me down. I've got a little bit less than 500 men more than he does on the attacking side. So now here's a little bit of a blessing that was for me. I didn't know these guys were out of ammunition, so I should not have been firing at them. I should have just continued shooting here. I think I ended up switching back. As you can see that from the moment don't have the arrow icon anymore, so they're not taking fire anymore. These got a nice little line of defense here. This is not a passable road. This is not a passable road. There are a lot of roads in this town that are not passable, so I end up having to get around over here. He's got still another unit of his cavalry over here. And this unit of cavalry, again, that's when I noticed them. I didn't see, that whole time that they were around over here, I didn't see them once. I finally saw them coming across the field, and that's when I turned my cavalry around, just in case. Now I also realized that my general was still sitting all the way back here by himself, so I figured maybe I'd nestle him up a little bit closer to the walls, maybe bring this other unit of knights over here to just watch his back, just to make sure, because you don't want to lose your general. That always poses a bad day. Now he's got his units of his archers here that don't have any ammo, and he's just going to push them right in. I would too. It's perfectly understandable why you're just going to push in a couple of units of archers when they don't have any ammunition left. Now I have 3 units of archers on this side, starting to plug down on these Flemish spears. Really trying to make it a little easier since these units are depleted. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for these guys to be able to break through here and start pushing further into his deeper defenses. Finally, this unit of spears is starting to break, starting to waver, which makes me very, very happy. I noticed that this unit of pikes was not in pike wall, so I pulled them back a little bit. Thankfully, they only lost a couple of men as they were pulling back. I ended up pushing them back and putting them back into spear formation, pike formation, pike wall, and then I'm going to push them back in. Now with Adrian, this is another unit of cavalry I did not see over here, because you can only see as far as the game will allow you to see.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
This unit of cavalry I did not have eyes on, but I do have a unit of cavalry here of my own, so that will hopefully be able to counteract his unit of cavalry. He's now moved this 2 units of cavalry over here into the woods. Maybe he thought I was going to forget about them, but that's just... I like keeping a little update on where the cavalry is, especially outside of towns. I figured that since my general was pushed up far enough and he had these 2 units here, maybe I could get this other unit of cavalry in here, maybe start doing some damage, racking up some kills, maybe get some free shots. So we're just gonna watch it here. Now I did end up charging into the back of my guys. I just randomly clicked off, but they do get into them. Getting some kills. I mean, they had a little bit of a charge bonus. I don't really think that I lost too many guys from that charge from here and there, but that's a little food for thought for you guys who are newer to 12-12. If you charge your cavalry into the back of your guys more than likely will take some damage. So now I'm just moving up some more. I'm moving my bowmen that were on this side, moving them around over onto this side. This unit was wavering, but now they've come back. But I figured since maybe they were wavering, their armor is down low enough, I'm able to start pushing some guys in. So I pushed this unit to bring the knights in, get them right into combat. Pike units starting to move up again. I'm going to try, I think I try and form them back up again, just to make sure that they're in actual pike formation, so they'll be able to do some decent damage over here. Archers are still moving into position. These 3 units of archers are still trying to get some damage down on this unit of spears. They're doing pretty good, but they're still there. They're not wavering yet. And Adrian ended up moving his 2 units of archers up over here. Now, like I said, I did not see this unit of cavalry, so I'm just taking this unit because I think maybe this is wide open. I didn't really know how many units he had left, so I figured maybe this was going to be a wide open trip right around to the back of these archers. But that's when I noticed this unit of cavalry. So we have a little bit of a cavalry clash going on over here. We had a lot of losses on that charge. I lost 9 or so. He lost probably 3 or 4 on that charge, so not too bad of a charge for either one of us. I finally moved in a unit of my Brabantian knights here. It's depleted, but I end up pushing them in to start trying to get some damage, because if not, they're just going to stand there and just keep getting shot.
Our men run from the enemy!
I pull over another larger but depleted unit of the Brabantian knights over here and just charge them right in. Start really trying to break through this unit here. Now, I ended up moving a unit of my shock infantry. I trail them all the way around up over to here because we have this unit of cavalry locked in. His knights will start doing a little bit better than my knights do. So I wanted to have that shock infantry over there to start helping. That unit, I should have pushed them in. I mean, it was only probably before they started getting really shot, there might have been 35, 38 of them. I should have moved them in just to have an extra unit pushing in against this unit of spears. But we're starting to break down his guys a little bit, so this is making me happy. Again, Adrian is starting to notice that, so he, again, right on top of it, starting to make up a new defensive line here. My pikes and my dismounted Brabant unit of my militia over here starting to try and push through this unit of spear militia. Right behind them again, he's got another unit of
The men are broken and running for their lives.
They up. See, they moved around again, but now I think they're hidden. Yeah, they're hidden now, so I can't see them at all. I know that they're over here, but I just wanted to get my guys a little bit closer over here to my general. Got some more units pushing up over here because these guys are starting to get beat back. But Adrian is really starting to call a bit of a retreat on this side. I mean, he's moving back, but he's got, again, a very nice defensive position built up here already. He's got a unit of swords and shield wall and a unit of a spear over here. So this unit is now finally broken, which is, and I got my shock infantry over here, so they're going to start cutting into the men-at-arms cavalry. As you can see, like I said, his guys are doing a little bit better than mine, but now that I have the shock infantry over here, his Flemish cav should start getting cut down. Using the buildings as a bit of a little bit more of a volley capability, I guess. Still trying to hit. I'm actually starting to try and shoot at these dismounted Flemish, especially now that since they're running away, just giving them their backs. So maybe kill a couple of them, or at least knock down their own. And again, Adrian with his archers just raining down death upon my soldiers. Probably a little bit too much of a push in for me on this side. I have a good 4 units, 3.5 units technically bunched up here, which is just allowing him to have free rain down on these guys. So it's too blobbed up. But this unit of spears is now finally broken, and I'm not going to let this. Not going to let this just come in with a charge, so I counter-charge into his unit of his shock infantry here. So pretty much all of my units aside of these 2 units of cavalry, my general, they're all inside. Let's go back up to the man count. So I have round about a 700 man advantage currently, but a lot of my units are depleted and hit pretty hard. So we finally were able to break this unit of cavalry on this side. So this will now allow me to get around over here. I can't see this unit of spears. I can see this unit of swords, but I cannot see this unit of spears. So I'm not entirely sure what he's got here defended. I assumed that he had something defended around on this side, but like I said, I couldn't see what was there. So we'll have to see.
The enemy have rallied their units.
He still had his 2
Our
units
men
of
have given up and
crossbows,
are running for their
not played a
lives.
whole lot of 12-12, or even if you have played a whole bunch of 12-12, you know that crossbows are absolutely devastating. They have line of sight capability, and they can just rack up numbers really quick. So ended up pushing in a unit of my cavalry over here. This unit was pretty depleted, so I just wanted to try and get a good charge in on them. But as you can see, it kind of worked, but they held me up. I don't know if they were in brace. Sorry, there we go. They start to waver, so I end up pull them back a little bit. And as soon as they break, I charge them right back in and try and get this unit off the battlefield. Again, they held here for a little while. Let's just see the bodies of my guys here. Just not a death pocket. Now, with that unit breaking, now I have the capability of bringing in heavy cavalry and just start racking into his bowmen, which is thankfully these 2 units had a lot of their ammunition left, so it was
A unit is running from the enemy.
really good opportunity for me to be able to get in here and maybe start getting down some of his guys. But again, Adrian with his archers just pelting down my guys. You can see this unit of cavalry is taking shots from these crossbowmen. I think some of these crossbowmen, even though it says it's obstructed, I think some of these guys are still able to get shots. There's a tower right over here. He's got 2 units of archers on this side. This unit of archers, they're in melee combat, but I mean they can still do their melee attack is 5, but it's a unit that's holding this unit of cavalry up, which is not allowing them to further their progress through over to here. So this unit ended up getting wavered. I don't recall them breaking completely. I don't think they leave the battlefield, but they did pull back, which was a little frustrating. I wish I was able to do a little bit more damage since I was only able to do some serious damage onto this unit of bowmen. But I mean, they did pretty well on that single charge, 174 guys. So now I'm moving another unit of my cavalry over here, just in case there's another opening. I want to get through as fast as possible. His 2 units of cavalry still just sitting over there on my rear flank, if you will. So that's. But again, I didn't know they were there. I knew they were there, but I couldn't see them. Plus, with focusing up here so much, I wasn't sure if he had pulled them around or not. So we'll just have to continue and see what happens. Have a good push through on this side now. Coming up onto another unit of his spear militia. I have 2 units of archers here. One of them's depleted, but they both still have pretty much full ammo, maybe about 3/4 of ammunition. And another unit here that's full. But
enemy units have returned to the battle.
But I'm trying again, starting to take some shots here on these spearmen to start dwindling down their armor. This unit of archers came back. I'm not really sure how they were able to come back. There's only 33 of them, but I think they end up getting charged with this unit of cavalry. I was pushing up over here, so I might not have seen them right away. Oh no, they got close enough to the cavalry that they just got scared and went away again. So it's always nice to see a unit of archers just disappear. Even if it's only 30, 40 guys, that's still 30, 40 arrows that are coming into your men every time they fire. So his cavalry, I guess he figured that I wasn't paying attention, which in all seriousness I was not paying attention. As you can see right there on their name, they're still hidden. So he's going to start pulling them back around, which we'll have to see if that becomes a problem for me later on or not. We got about a little over 9 minutes left of this replay. I have about an 800 man, a little less than 800 man advantage on it. Still just getting some shots down onto these spearmen, moving up a couple of more of these last little bits of reinforcements that I had. We have a little bit of another standstill here, but if you guys are liking what you're seeing, please leave a comment or toss me a like for the video. I start moving a unit of my levy bowmen over onto this side to start getting some shots, hopefully some flanking shots on these guys, because their shields are on the off side of where my archer shots will be coming in from. So I figured that was a good opportunity to get some shots in. As you can see, they're starting to take a little bit of damage. A couple of guys are dropping. So, but Adrian picks up on that pretty quickly. He's probably in the middle of doing something else right now. Maybe he's moving his cavalry back over. But yep, he ends up turning this unit onto a 45 here. So now they're going to be firing into shield wall again. Still doing damage to them, but not as much as they initially were with the flanking shot that they had. Start moving up some more of my guys. My general still has his unit of reinforcements of cavalry right next to him, just in case, because I don't know where these 2 units of cavalry are. Starting to move these guys up a little bit further now. I was still able to have a full unit of archers and another full unit of archers essentially, but they only have about a half ammo. But it's always nice to try and keep some of your archers for endgame. As you can see, his archers, these 2 units of archers are pretty depleted. He's got a nice little shield wall here, so it's pretty defense. He's got both of his crossbows here, another unit of archers sitting here, and he's got his towers sitting right behind. So it's a nice little defense pocket, little death pocket, as I've heard it referred to many times. So I think I start moving up a couple of my units onto this side just to basically mirror him, make a nice little defensive point. But now I see that he had left out, though they're depleted, these are still soldiers that he could use to hold me back. I see that I have a little bit of an avenue here, not little, pretty much a big road of opportunity here. So I take my unit of cavalry that was on this side, cut them through, and just bash right into the 2 of these sides of these 2 units of cavalry, archers here, sorry. pretty solid charge there. Did a decent amount on that first initial charge. You can see they were already starting to run. I think he noticed that. He didn't, instead of just losing this unit to a cavalry charge, he just pushed them into my swords. But that once this unit of Roman breaks, I'm pretty sure I just end up flanking into warriors. I thought, nope, I forgot. I ended up trying to push. I saw this unit of spears starting to waver. They were caught out of position a little bit, got a little bit of a charge in on them, took some of their guys down. Now I hammer into the back of this unit of archers here. Still with his 2 units of cavalry, looks like he's going to start trying to get them back in behind my units here. Again, they're moving fast, but I was so focused on this side over here, I was not paying attention to them anymore. Honestly, I think I completely forgot they were even still in the battle. This unit of my archers is completely out of ammo now, so I start pushing them in, and I start trying to rain down some damage over here. This unit of cavalry here, I get a little... I see this opportunity to come around onto this side. I thought maybe I was going to be able to clear around, but I was a little overzealous on this. 50 out of 60 men. Try and get a good charge in onto his general, and yeah, just... I mean, it's a good charge. He lost 7 guys on that charge, but he's got a new shock infantry right there, and it's just a big deal. That cavalry was just starting to get chewed up pretty good here. The numbers are dropping quickly, starting to waver. So now that we have this capability, I moved this another unit of knights up over here. I was thinking of pushing them around to try and give this cavalry reinforcement, but with the quickness that they dropped, and he's got his general and his shock right there, that was those calls. So I ended up pulling them back and just nestling them over into the corner over here, just waiting for an opportunity. I push a unit of my medium shock infantry into his falchineers here, getting some good kills. Because we both have units in here, it's looking like I'm starting to take this tower, but the flag doesn't. Flag's moving back up. He's got more men back in here again. Now his cavalry has made it back inside the city here, and he's going to start trying to, more than likely, get way open free shots on my archers here. Like I said, I just got a little bit too overconfident when I saw this first wall break here, and he had a unit of swords here. I figured I would try and get around, but by doing that, I left myself bare back here aside of 2 units, my general and 1 unit of cavalry. So we'll just let's get in on his cavalry over here.
Stand and fight, damn you!
Away and just watch this devastation here of the cavalry. Gross, absolutely disgusting charge there. You saw that unit was full 120. Now they're down to 84 that quickly. This unit, by seeing that, they're starting to waver, run away.
Our men return to the fight.
I was able to break through over here with this unit of shock infantry. I try and get them around, but I think I ended up pulling them back. There was a unit of archers over here on the wall. Sorry I missed that, but they were able to just get easily crushed here by this cavalry. They just came in and smushed them right against the wall. So really not much I could do. I don't think they had a lot of ammunition left anyway. He's moving his other unit of cavalry in. I think he comes in for a charge. Oh no. This is another one of his feint charges. I thought he was going to come into my pikemen. I figured maybe these guys would have been safe to come up and try and help if he had charged into the pikemen. But, yeah, that doesn't end up working out in my favor as well. Adrian with his cavalry, again, like I said in our last battle, Adrian with cavalry is just, just look at that. They were at about 50, and now they're down to 16 guys on 1 charge. Bad move on my part. These guys were in shield wall. I tried to move them up to catch them into battle. I should have probably just left them there in shield wall so they would have been trapped, because I had the pikes here and a unit of swords there. The only way they would have been able to go is back behind his lines. He's moved his general back out around onto the side again, getting some good charges in onto my knights on that side. I moved my general and my unit of knights over to here to cut off his unit of cavalry. This unit is thankfully, they still have that little bar underneath, so they probably maybe have another 2 or 3 shots left, but not really that big of a loss. Now he's got a little bit of a problem here. This unit of cavalry is pushing through, which is fine. You know, it's shock cavalry, that's what they do. Starting to waver here a little bit though, so, but again, bad movement on my spot. I leave these 2 units of archers wide open. Let's see if he ends up taking a charge in on those guys. I'm not entirely sure if he did, but that did get, yep, nope, there it goes. Get a good charge in on these guys, and just watch. Just watch their numbers drop. 58, 57, just starting to rack up serious kills again. This unit with 102 kills. And there's only 27 of them left, so there's half of the unit is left, but
The men are broken and running for their
here's his
lives.
problem. I ended up getting my pikes over there, thankfully, and make sure they get to their front of these pikes. And they're getting around, which is fantastic.
Their general
So
has
it's 1 less
fallen.
unit of cavalry
Our
for
victory
Adrian.
grows ever
This unit
nearer.
over here is starting to break. They waver. They're gone. I believe yeah, his general ended up dying. So, pretty good battle. I had a lot of fun with it. Adrian and I had a little conversation afterwards. Pretty good battle. I hope you guys have liked it. Like I said, leave a like and a comment on the bottom. And yeah, let's get over and check in on what the armies had. His general didn't really get a lot of kills, only 23 guys, but he was there when he needed him to be there. Like I said, look at his archers. I mean, some of his archers are just he's this one unit, 214, 162, 124. His crossbows did pretty well. I mean, they came in late game, but they were still there. This unit of cavalry, 224 kills. Again, just Adrian with cavalry is not something you want to see. Some of his Flemish men-at-arms did really, really well. 228, 102, 100. This unit didn't do that well. I think that might have been one of the units that got a charge. This unit of spearmen, I'm pretty sure that's another unit that had gotten a charge. So, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. Spearmen don't always get a whole lot of kills, but their job is to hold choke points. And as you could see in that battle, they did a hell of a job holding those choke points. So, Grats to Adrian and holding as long as he did. Let's get over to my guys. Had a decent amount. I had eight units of shock infantry. So some of them did pretty well. I mean, 147, 106. The rest of them did what they did. I mean, you can't always predict what you're going to be able to do, especially when you're attacking a siege. Levies didn't get any kills really at all, but their job was to just push the siege equipment up and start pushing into their front lines. I got not really the greatest of kills with my archers as well. I mean, 31 there. I mean, 90, 11, 98, 75, 87, 109, 92. This guy with 55. Some of the Brabantian Knights did okay. He had 172. This one had 81, 94, 70, 76. This unit didn't perform very well. This might have been one of the last units from my reserves that got pushed in, and 75 here. My Brabantian sergeants, one of them did 39, the rest of them didn't even break 10 kills. Pikes, again, didn't get a whole lot of kills, so they definitely did not pay for themselves at all. Cavalry here, I had one unit that did very well, 250 kills, another unit with 174, and a unit with 47, a unit with 21. So, but that's the end of the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed watching what you saw, and again, drop a like and a comment, and I will see you guys soon.